Good morning and welcome, dear friends. Welcome to our spiritual home, the Unitarian Universalist Church of Tarpon Springs. My name is Charlie Nelson, and I am serving as the worship associate today. I used to be tall, dark, and handsome. Now I'm just tall, not so dark, but I'm still handsome. I got gray hair, gray beard, glasses, blue shirt, and that's me. Okay, we want to acknowledge that here at the church, we are on the lands of the Tocobaga and Seminole peoples. We are a church of many welcomes, and we offer a warm welcome to all of you. This is a liberal community for all ages, promoting spiritual growth, social justice, and the arts. To learn more about events, our church calendar is on our website, uutarpon.org, or we'd be happy to talk with you during coffee hour. For those present with us in the building, we have connection cards available in the pews near the hymnals. One of these guys. If you fill one out, we will be able to help stay in touch with you. There are also small cards to write any joys and concerns that you have on. You can speak them at the end, or we will speak them for you if you put them on the card. Okay. Now today, our minister, Pastor Patti Hanks, will be leading a service titled The Noun, the Verb, and the Adjective at the Core of Our Creedless Faith. Our music today is provided by Bonnie Whitehurst and the UUCTS Choir. Again, welcome to our Sunday service.
Our first hymn is number 360. Here we have gathered, 360.
Good morning. I'm Pastor Patti Hanks. My pronouns are she and her. I'm a white woman, I think in the beginning of Act 3. I have shoulder-length brown-gray hair and brown glasses. I'm wearing a bright gold stole that has a rainbow on it and says, "Side with love." I add my welcome to you and affirm that all of who you are is sacred, and all of who you are is welcome here at Unitarian Universalist Church of Tarpon Springs. Shana Tova, and wishes for a good and peaceful year ahead to all of you who observe Jewish holidays and high holy days. As the first winds and rain of Tropical Storm Helene started up, and here we are again, friends, with Milton, I was in my office writing down my thoughts about covenant for today. The few days before, I spent most of my hours reaching out to family and friends, and to many of you, checking to see if any assistance was needed to get situated into a safer place. One of the things I found out is that you were already taking care of each other. Many of you had plans, and do this time, to move to a more solid structure or to higher ground at the home of a congregational friend. I thought about the words of our congregational covenant, which we read together each Sunday morning, calling us to, quote, move towards love, encouraging the best for each other. This past week, I have witnessed our covenant walking its words.
Now is the time we light our chalice. Can I have a helper up here, Alex? And we light our chalice with these words from Reverend Jennifer Grayson. She's a minister at St. John's UU Church in Cincinnati, Ohio. We come together every week, bound not by a creed or a mutual desire to please one God or many gods. Yet we are drawn together by a belief that how we are in the world, who we are together, matters. We light this chalice together in the knowledge that love, not fear, can change the world. Now, we'll read our covenant. We strive to look for and encourage the best in each other as we move towards justice, peace, and love for both ourselves and the world. And when we fall short, we will seek understanding, recreation, and a return to covenant.
And at this time, we'll sing our song, Spirit of Life, number 123 in the gray hymnal.
Hello, can everyone hear me? Very good, thank you. So today's story is called The Circle All Around Us. It's written by Brad Montague, illustrations by Brad and Christy Montague. All right. I'm used to be a preschool teacher, so I like to read like this. So I will go ahead and read like this. It's also up on the screen so you can follow along. It says, we begin by drawing a circle on the ground along each shoe. A safe little place for just one person. Nobody in this circle but you.
Oh, thank you.
You could keep that circle closed to everyone but yourself. But that would be like a library with just one book on the shelf. So let's draw a bigger circle for you and your family to share. Now you see what all can happen in a circle full of care. We have Granny Dot and Papa Bit, Barkley the dog with Uncle Hank, Great Granny and all of her cats, and a new cousin. It becomes a happier circle as more loved ones come to stay. And wouldn't it be even better if all your friends could come and play? Yep. So you stretch and draw your circle even bigger than it's been, and let a few more people know they're welcome to come in. In the circles all around us, everywhere that we all go, there's a difference we can make and a love we can all show. Yet there are still so many outside the circle who are different in all they do, though it feels slightly uncomfortable. So if you know another language than English, can you say hello in that language? Hola. There we go. That's basically what all those bubbles are, just different languages of hello. We draw a bigger circle for them too. It doesn't mean the circle is easy. It can get harder the more we share. Here we have, I only like singing, I only like sports, I only wear dresses, I like old comfy shorts. I'm team cake, I'm team pie, I'm really outgoing, I'm quiet and shy. But wonderful things can happen when love is known and felt everywhere. Friendship donuts. Who does not love donuts? As time passes, our eyes open. We see others we really care for. And that's when we ask ourselves, well, what's the circle really there for? So let us create bigger circles all around us for the rest of our days. Let our caring ripple out in a million little ways. In the circles all around us, everywhere that we all go, there's a difference we can make and a love we can all show. As our circles grow and grow, and we watch them wonder-eyed, remember the first circle started with just the love you hold inside. And that is our story.
Thank you, Jami. So we are lucky here. Jami is the director of faith formation and working with the children and the youth in a classroom just around the corner. So I got you, I bought you, this might be the best bucket of chalk I've ever seen.
I would say.
Right, look at that.
I would say.
So I thought if the kids want to, you can do circles outside if it doesn't rain. And if you guys want to go outside afterwards and check out the circles and circles around circles.
We'll have some weirdly shaped circles too. So
Go now in peace.
A fitting was
Go now in peace.
upstairs.
May the Lord
Now is the time in the service where we take our offering for the work and welfare of this church. You may mail your offering, go to our website, use Square, whatever that is, or place your offering in Sunday's collection. For the month of October, social justice special collection is Peace for Tarpon. Peace for Tarpon made Tarpon Springs the first trauma-informed community in the nation. Their mission is to connect, inform, transform, and heal. You will find them working with multiple initiatives, including bullying in schools, joblessness, homelessness, the LGBTQIA+ community, dealing with climate change, and community violence. For those here, there are labeled envelopes in the pews to donate cash. If writing a check for this month's Give the Plate, please write that in your memo line that the plate and place the basket in with or without the envelope in the collection plate. Okay. If you wish, you may write your name on the envelope. For those at home, go to uutarpon.org, click on the donation button, and select Social Justice Give the Plate. The offering will now be given and received.
Before you let it go.
I invite you to enter a moment of silent reflection. Perhaps you'd like to think about our morning story, about the circles all around us. What do you hold dear about yourself? What are the important circles around you? Are there circles you'd like to expand? Words from this morning's story. As time passes, we stretch and draw our circle even bigger than it's been. And let a few more people know they're welcome to come in. As time passes, our eyes open, we see others we really care for. And that's when we ask ourselves, well, what's that circle really there for? So I titled my words today, Covenant, the noun, the verb, and the adjective at the core of our creedless faith, because my study of covenant has led me to see how covenant can function in many parts of speech, which makes the English major in me feel very intrigued. I shared this with a friend who said, "Please don't tell me you're going to give a sermon about grammar." I am undaunted, and I feel that you will come along with me. I've often heard it said in UU spaces that covenant is the silk that weaves UU congregations, communities, and individuals together in a web of interconnection. Covenant is the precious core of our creedless faith. In seminary, we explored covenant as both a noun and a verb. It can be a written agreement, a thing, a document, a noun. It can also mean to engage in those mutual promises with each other, an action, a verb. I embrace our Unitarian Universalist practice of creating and living into covenants. It is the framework of our UU values and our many theologies. Beyond the meaning of covenant as a noun and as a verb, I find myself drawn to what it looks like, descriptively, to live and practice covenantal life. What does it look like to be covenant-y? An adjective. I have to say that I found out that covenant-y is not a word. My computer kept asking me, do you want to add covenant-y to the dictionary? I finally said, why, yes, I do. I want to live a covenant-y life. In our UU Creedless faith that values open and free search for meaning, we gather, as we are today, with our diversity of ideas, theologies, and spiritual paths. You are, no doubt, sitting next to someone who is different from you in the way they approach meaning making. They are different from you in where they seek inspiration, and maybe who they accept as authority. I love this about being UU. Recently, I saw this meme. An atheist, a pagan, and a Christian walk into a UU church together. We call that Sunday. Some people are confused about our beliefs. One of the most common questions asked of any faith community is, what do you believe? Most expect a formulaic answer, one that is easy, recognizable, and repeatable, one that would be the answer if you ask anyone of that faith anywhere. A creed. Many of us came from faith traditions that had those creeds, and we repeated them. And some of us bristled at them. Many of us had the experience coming into a UU space that we had found a fit, a safe faith community for our questions and our search. I've heard people say, I think I've always been a UU, I just didn't know it. Have you heard that? So I want to take a few minutes to remind us about our UU roots and how UUs moved from a creed towards a covenant. And some of you have been members for a long time and know this, and some of us are brand new. And I think it's nice to know where we're rooted in this. And I'm taking some of this history from a great paper that was written by Reverend Lisa Ward. So Reverend Ward recounts that at the Council of Nicaea in 325 CE, the theology of Jesus as the begotten of God won the day. After that, you either professed that creed or you were identified as a heretic. Our early Unitarian Universalist forebears were primarily Christians, many of them who were killed, imprisoned, exiled, excommunicated from countering the creeds. As our faith tradition evolved, there was a support for a free and open pulpit. For example, John Sigismund, who became the King of Hungary, issued in 1568 the Edict of Torda, calling for an act of religious tolerance and freedom of conscience. This was radical. It affirmed that ministers should, everywhere, preach and proclaim the gospel according to their own understanding of it. And if their community was willing to accept this, good. If not, however, no one should be, quote, compelled by force if their spirit is not at peace and their soul not satisfied. In other words, you can disagree. And you can even fire the minister. It became clear to our UU forebears that ascribing to a creed can lead to a kind of dogmatism that stops one's religious growth sometimes and their journey towards understanding. They realized that giving authority to a prescribed way of believing took the authority and often the responsibility away from the individual. They felt a need, though, to create a system that would honor the seeker, a system that could be found wherever one traveled. So, when Unitarians and Universalists merged in 1961. Whoop, whoop, all right. 1961, they soon proclaimed through a democratic process that took several years a covenant, an agreement to abide by principles and values. It is an agreement on a way of regarding one another and how to endeavor in a religious community. It's radical. It was radical. That was like 1500s. This is a radical thing. It is based more on trust than control, inspired by the authority of respect and honor rather than rules and punishment. A covenant is a framework for our relating. A covenant leaves room for change, reimagining. I say, I will abide with you in this common endeavor and be present as best I can in our becoming. What is your experience with UU Covenant? I wish we could just stop and have a discussion. What have you found that covenant in congregation requires? I'd start my list with trust, courage, humility, forgiveness, and an open mind and heart. And I'd love to hear what you would add to this list. At UU Tarpon Springs, we have embraced covenant. Our congregational covenant, which includes these words, and when we fall short, we will seek understanding, reconciliation, and return to covenant, affirms a belief that being covenanty takes practice, that being covenanty can be tricky, and dare I say, even messy. In the committee and team meetings I've attended here so far, I see that you have created small group covenants and begin mini gatherings by reviewing your agreed upon words. I don't think I've been in a small gathering that doesn't have that. This can be an extremely effective tool for maintaining healthy relationships and for creating beloved community. And I think it's a model for our troubled, polarized world. The practice of being covenanty is also embraced by our children here and youth in our Sunday morning faith formation classes with Jami and Anahis. Let me conclude with what I noticed on my first day here. My very first day, I went into the faith formation classroom, and I saw on the wall, and you can poke your head in there and see it, it's a big, huge poster on the wall. It's an agreement. They wrote, "A covenant is a promise we agree on together." Covenant as a noun. They decided they would engage with each other in keeping the covenant. Covenant as a verb. Then they listed behaviors, what it would look like to live covenantee, covenant as an adjective. So here's the list of behaviors that they wrote on there, and then they all signed it or drew a little face on it, so they were all part of this creation. So here's the listed behaviors. Help others, share, listen, clean up. It's like, I wonder who thought of that one. Be happy, be joyful, be calm, be nice, be good, be gooder. It's like a high achiever up back there. Include everyone. I like their list of covenanty words as a guide for our journey together. May it be so.
Our closing hymn will be number 318, We Would Be One. Number 318 in the Gray Book.
For several years, I believe this is the 5th season, there has been an invitation to become part of a covenant group at UU Tarpon Springs. It is an opportunity to meet and get to know each other in a safe space and in an intentional way by exploring spiritual themes. Covenant groups can be a good place to recharge, to be known and loved through the various highs and lows of life. Maybe you've been in a covenant group at this church or in another congregation. They're small groups of 8 to 10 people. They'll begin in late October or early November and meet monthly for 6 to 8 months. And there may be a group that starts in January too. You will find an invitation to express interest in joining a covenant group in the Connections newsletter. Maybe a covenant group would be just the thing for you this fall or this winter.
Ours is a simple faith. Life is a short embrace. Heaven is in this place every day. Hope is the ground we till. Make each day what you will. Thankful for dreams fulfilled every day. There is no hell to fear, no judgment day drawing near. Trust that inner voice you hear every day. Life's not a goal or race. It's about heart and faith and living a life of grace every day. Trust is an open hand, making an honest stand, rooted here in the land every day. Live in the mystery, seeking the harmony here between you and me every day. Ours is a simple faith. Life is a short embrace. Heaven is in this place every day. Hope is the ground we till. Make each day what you will. Thankful for dreams fulfilled every day.
We hope you found meaning in today's service. We close with these words from Martha L. Munson, former UU minister from Rhode Island. We extinguish the chalice that it might glow gently in our hearts. May it light your path as you leave this place. May it guide your way until we are together again.